Real quick before this podcast starts, I want to give a massive shout out to my sponsors. First things first, shout out to Dubby. If you guys want a good replacement to your energy drinks, check out Dubby.gg. Use code Jesus392 for 10% off. You won't regret it, I promise. I'm 2 tubs in, by the way. I also want to give a massive shout out to HollowHues.com. If you guys want some Christian clothing, check them out. They got amazing graphic designs. Use code Jesus392 for 20% off orders, $50 and up. You won't regret it. Enjoy the podcast. Love you all. Catch you later. How we all doing, ladies and gents? Welcome to episode 5 of 392 Talks. It is your host, Jesus392, or whatever you feel like calling me. I really don't give a fuck. Now, for a while, I've been thinking about exactly what to do on here. Obviously, this is for telling stories, but I thought instead of telling one of my stories today, what if I just told other people's stories? Now, today I'm going to be experimenting and trying something new today. I'm going to be reading Reddit stories to y'all. And it's mainly going to be the Am I the Asshole stories. So, how this is going to work is I'm going to read stories, read the comments, and then I'll give my verdict. We have yes, you are the asshole, not the asshole, everyone is an asshole, and no assholes here. 4 decisions for every story. I don't know, but let me know what y'all think about this series. If you guys want more, I'll gladly do more of these. Like I said, this is just an experiment, so we'll see how this goes. Without further ado, sit back, relax, get some snacks, and chillax. Here we go. First story is Am I the asshole for uninviting someone from a weekend cabin trip after multiple people said that they would drop out if she came? Right off this sounds like some shit I've been through already, so this won't be hard to give my verdict. I-34F organize an annual weekend getaway for a group of moms from our kids' school. There are usually 7 or 8 of us, and I handle reserving the house under my name. A few weeks ago, when we started picking dates, everyone in our regular group chat was included, including Kelly. Since then, Kelly has had major falling outs, is what they meant to put, with 2 other women attending over some personal drama. Kelly is also known for being a very confrontational when things get tense. Gosh, there's a lot of spelling errors in this. So the dynamic in the wider group has been strained for weeks. Last week, as I was getting ready to collect everyone's share for the deposit, 3 different women reached out to me privately. 2 said directly that they would not go if Kelly was sharing a house with them because of the hostility. And the third said she felt anxious about being stuck in an enclosed cabin given the bad blood. Nobody had sent money yet, so nothing was finalized. I felt stuck between losing half the group or having a miserable, volatile weekend. I decided to call Kelly directly. I tried to be gentle and explain that given the current tension with a couple of attendees, sharing close quarters probably wasn't going to be enjoyable for everyone. And that would be best if she sat this specific trip out. Kelly completely blew up. She called me a two-faced coward, accused me of picking sides in drama that had nothing to do with me, and said withdrawing an invite is petty middle school bullying. Her argument was that she had done nothing wrong to me personally, and if the other women had an issue with being around her, they should be the ones to stay home. Since then, she has made several comments to mutual friends that I singled her out and excluded her unfairly. A couple of outside friends told me that once an invite is out, taking it back is inherently rude and creates unnecessary hostility, while the women coming on the trip insist I just handled a bad situation before money was spent. Am I the asshole for withdrawing her invite to keep the entire trip from falling apart? Damn. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I've been in this before. Let's read some comments. Piranha Goat says, not the asshole. Good call, girl. And of course, she's going to try and start drama. That's just her style. If she really wanted a getaway mom's weekend, she could just do it by herself and invite who she wanted. But no, she just wants to make trouble. Next comment comes from WTF for Sally. It says, this was just a no-win situation, no matter how you handled it. Somebody was going to be upset either way. The trip was going to be ruined. I personally would have put out a note to everyone saying that this year just didn't seem to be panning out for lots of people and that you were going to cancel it, and hopefully next year you guys could pick it back up. There's going to be drama either way, so it's not going to be enjoyable. Honestly, I kind of agree with that one, low key. Given the circumstances, right? I'm going to put everyone's the asshole here cuz let's be real. We're going to start with the main character first, the storyteller. Y'all are grown adults. Y'all are 34 years old and still arguing like middle schoolers, bruv. What is going on with that? You canceled somebody's which okay, you already sent the invite, but nothing was finalized. So I guess that is kind of okay. But still, it's the thought of like, okay, they want me here. Oh, now they said no, never mind. We don't want you here. Like that's kind of fucked up. Taking back somebody's invite. Now, what I believe you should have done was try to find a middle ground for both of them. Maybe talk it out. Maybe go to Kelly and be like, I'm not liking your attitude. I'm not liking this, and this. Like something's got to change. You could also tell the girls, the other ones who claim they wouldn't go, to grow up. Because simply, again, that's middle school shit, bro. I'm not gonna go because that person there, I don't like her. Like, bro, what? Now, Kelly, she's bad because obviously she's acting like a middle schooler too. From what I've seen, she likes to start drama for no reason. Now, they never really said why, but they just said she's confrontational. That's not okay. Because again, they also had a point when they said they did not want to be in an enclosed space with that because come on, who the fuck would want to be there stuck with that, you know? I just feel like everybody's in the wrong here and there is no right answer to it, honestly. I agree with the comment, like I said, that they should have just not even fucking did it this year. But yeah, that's the verdict. Everyone's an asshole. Next story. This next story is: am I the asshole for taking another job opportunity and upsetting my boss? Wow, okay. I've been through this, so it's probably, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Here we go. First time poster. I am genuinely at a loss. I've worked for the same boss for 8 years. Over the last year, I've told her that I'm ready to move on. Her responses varied from dismissive to accepting. Toward the end of our last project, she said that she found her next job but had to hire her brother in my role. I congratulated her, saying that it was fine since we'd be parting ways anyway. A week later, she said, "You're welcome." She got her brother another job so she could take me after all. I said it wasn't necessary and I was going to have to find my own way. She replied, "Well, now you don't have to." I felt trapped, but emphasized that this would be our last project. She waved me off. On this project, she got removed from half of it after a fallout with the leader. I got replaced on that part too, despite not being involved. My boss was very upset. She started looking for other work and gave me her blessing to find something else. This week, I got an offer: more money, better opportunities, and a team who champions me. It's everything I've been looking for. I felt sick, not because my decision was wrong, but because of her past behavior. When previous crew left, she said they were dead to us and contacted their new employers to say they burned bridges. She once berated a returning worker on Zoom for betraying us, quote unquote, before deciding if she'd allow, quote unquote, them back. I ripped the band aid off. I told her I accepted the new role, would give my required 2 weeks' notice, and would help find a replacement. She asked, "So you're leaving in the middle of this?" I reminded her that she gave me her blessing 2 weeks ago. She snapped. That was 2 weeks ago, and walked off. The next day, she called me into her office crying. She said I hurt her. She thought of me as family and felt deceived. She claimed she called my new boss to say that they didn't know I was leaving her, adding that her relationship with them trumps mine every time. They absolutely knew, tried to get me earlier, and are thrilled I'm joining. Parentheses. She says she chose family over me on this show, which I never asked her to do. I reiterated this was a professional decision. She said I broke her heart and severed our friendship, and that for a reference, she'll say I fucked her over. She even asked, "Does your mom know that you're doing this to me?" My mom has only said hello to her a few times on the phone. It's a wild thing to say to someone in their 30s. My mom is completely supportive, as are my friends and colleagues. The extent to her reaction has me wondering, am I the asshole? Okay, what the fuck, bro? Okay, nah. See, right off the bat, she's confusing professional with personal relationships, bro. What the fuck? Anyways, Arrival Fantastic says, "Whoa, she called your new boss? You're not the asshole at all. Don't give it another thought." Top Entertainer says, "Not the asshole. Congratulations on the new job. I'm so happy for you. My guess, employers in the area and industry already know she is Looney Tunes because she burned through plenty of staff and the word has spread. Calling your new employer to badmouth you? That is so massively unprofessional and unheard of that her conduct speaks very poorly of her and very well of you. Don't worry and don't feel guilty. Move on. Have a lovely career and an even better life. You've earned it." Okay, yeah, shit. I mean, this one's kind of obvious, no brainer, but I'm gonna go ahead and give this a not the asshole. And I think it's kind of obvious. Again, I don't need to do a here's why, but come on, bro. It's a job. At the end of the day, look, they shouldn't expect you to make a whole career there. And you shouldn't expect them to always want to keep you because they could, like I said, they could fire you at any moment. They could. They don't give you notice when they fire you, but you're supposed to give them notice when you leave them. That's not how shit should be working, bro. You did the good thing. You you even offered to look for a replacement, bro. That's crazy. You're a better man than me because if it was me, I would have 100% left that shit. No questions asked, no 2 weeks, none of that. I'm out. Fuck y'all. But yeah, moral of the story, NTA, not the asshole. All right, this next story says, am I the asshole for refusing to pay my friend back for a concert after she canceled on me? Oh shit. My friend and I had planned for months to go to a concert for my favorite artist. Just for some context, the closest concert was in London, which is a 2 hour drive from us. So we decided to get the train and potentially book a hotel. However, the week before the concert, I tried to organize transport and she kept making excuses not to, such as her dad saying he could drive us and changed his mind. This meant that the day before the concert, we still had nothing booked. So I messaged her asking to sort it out ASAP. She replied saying she couldn't go as she'd gotten too drunk the night before and her parents said no. Yet the same night, she went out to another city to get drunk again. I was a little annoyed but decided to move past it. I asked her if I could use her ticket and let her know that there was not enough time to resell so I would not be able to get her money back. She said that was fine and we left it at that. After the concert, she then messaged me asking for my money back for her ticket. When I had tried to explain, she said I could use it. She said I had to send her money and I couldn't expect to use it and not send her anything. After a long back and forth trying to explain that my boyfriend, which used her ticket, could not afford to randomly send her £150 for the ticket, which we thought was free. She told me not to speak to her again and that I was out of order. I then told her that she was being a C word, damn, and that I didn't want to speak to her anyway out of anger. I then found out today that she has told our friend group about her side and what I called her, and that they are planning to meet up tomorrow without me. I messaged her telling her she was wrong for involving the others and that I had enough respect for her to not do that. She then continued to tell me that she wasn't sorry and that we won't come to an agreement. So now I'm left in a weird position with the entire friend group and have been excluded due to this. Was I in the wrong or am I valid to think that I should not have sent her money for the concert when she canceled on me? Damn. Okay, first of all, shitty friends. Fuck them. KWYL says, it's not a weird situation at all. Drop them like hot rollers. You need new friends. Yeah, again, shitty friends. Chur XZA says, not the asshole. The ticket would have been unused anyway. She's just being weird. Clover Mayfield says, not the asshole. If she didn't want the money when you wanted the ticket, she doesn't get to come back later and change her mind. Especially since she nearly cost you your ability to go to the concert you've waited months for. Get better friends. Damn. Hope you enjoyed the show. Yeah, honestly, that pretty much explains all of it. Not the asshole. I agree with that 100%. You already asked her, and she said, "Bug it, use it." So, I mean, it is what it is. I do agree. You do need new friends, though. If the friend group, quote unquote, isn't even willing to hear your side at all or none of that, and they're still choosing her based off of no evidence, then fuck it. Leave them. You can find new friends. You can find better friends to go to the concert with. And at least you went with your boyfriend. So I mean, it's a W. You know, it's a W. Get new friends. Drop them. Not the asshole. Good job. Okay, next one. This one sounds kind of spicy, low key. It says, "Am I the asshole for telling my friend that he can't bring his girlfriend to my wedding?" Yikes. I'm 27M, getting married in a few months. My friend, 26M, has a girlfriend who I really don't like because of her character. I tried to get along with her several times, but she keeps on being disrespectful. A few weeks ago, she told my fiance that our wedding was a waste of time and that I would end up leaving her after a few years once I set my eyes on another girl. My friend laughed it off and said that's how she just jokes. Then last Sunday, we all decided to hang out at my parents' old cabin in the woods. She got drunk and she told me I was acting like a kid because I told her not to smoke inside the house. She also got into an argument with my fiance. After that situation, I told my friend I didn't want her at the wedding. I told him he was still invited and can bring another date if he wanted to, but not her. He got really pissed and said I was just trying to control his relationship and also cause issues between him and his girlfriend. He told me as long as she's not invited, he's not going to be there either. My parents thinks I should just invite her because it's just a day event, and they don't want any family drama as me and my friends grew up together, and our families have been friends for over the years. My fiance says she's okay if she's there or not. She don't really have an issue, but she completely understands why I didn't want her there. Now I'm wondering if I'm just being paranoid or unreasonable. I don't want anyone to openly disrespect me at my own wedding, but then again, I don't want to lose my relationship with my friend over this. So, am I the asshole? Comments. We got Slick Squids. They say, not the asshole. Sounds insufferable. I would have uninvited her after she joked about you leaving your partner. And there's a reply to that. It said from I needed a username 42. They say, if it's such a waste of time, don't attend. Win win. Lusty Gal 999 says, not the asshole. It is your wedding, a very special day, and not one you get a second chance at. I mean, technically, you do get a second chance. Never mind. I would not invite them. They're going to find a way to make the day about themselves. You will enjoy it more without them. Honestly, as bad as it sounds, you're not the asshole. But, oh, fuck. Okay. See, it sounds crazy, but I'm going to give it no assholes here, not even the friend. See, you, again, it is your wedding, right? It's your time, your day, your event. Cool. You don't want someone there, they don't got to be there. And unfortunately, that comes with collateral damage. If she's not there, then so is that dude. Cool. But at the same time, as well, y'all are adults, right? I get it. It's disrespectful, whatever. There's always room for a conversation with things. There is. If you don't like a certain behavior, pull them to the side. Tell them what's going on, bro. I feel like you still should have invited them considering your friend has literally been there with you. You said almost your whole life. Yeah. Again, there's a conversation for everything, no matter what. You could easily pull them to the side, be like, hey, not today, no jokes, no crazy shit, no disrespect. All right. One and done. That is it. The friend, okay. Yes, the friend, not an asshole either. He just wanted someone to be there while he was also there. I mean, I get that as well. Like, I feel like it is kind of a douchey move to miss out on your friend's wedding because of a girl, especially someone you're not even married to. Yeah, I mean, it's the less said, the better, you know? The only one who's really the asshole is the girlfriend. I mean, there's no reason to be joking that your partner would leave you the moment they set eyes on someone else. Like that, no, that's not a joke at all. Also, disrespecting someone else's property is a huge no-no. Like smoking on someone's shit without their approval is kind of crazy, you know. As someone who doesn't smoke, bro, I can't stand the idea of somebody like smoking on my shit. At the end of the day, not the asshole. You're all good. No assholes here, except for the girl. The girlfriend is an asshole, no matter what. All right, this next story is, am I the asshole for telling my brother-in-law his kids can't use my new pool unless he stays in the water with them? Oh, this already sounds like rage bait. My husband and I recently completed our in-ground pool project in our backyard. It took us 2 years of saving money and planning for it, and last month we finally made it happen. We are so happy to have this pool. My brother in law, Marcus, has three children aged 4, 6, and 8 years old. None of them knows how to swim. He asked me if he can take them for some visits to our backyard to use the pool, as they do not have one of their own and it is already summer. Of course, I agreed, but under one condition. He needs to be in the water with them throughout the time that they are swimming, because none of them know how to swim. I have my 9-year-old girl who swims like a fish, but I told Marcus that she is not a lifeguard and should not be responsible for their safety in the water. Marcus got very upset and said that he wants to relax in the pool deck and drink a glass of water while his children will be in the pool, as he does when he's taking them to his friend's pool. He said that I'm being very overprotective and making a bigger fuss out of it because, in fact, I would also be there outside the pool. I told them that being technically outside is not the same as sitting in the pool within arm's reach of three small non swimmers. I said that I'm not going to take any responsibility if something happens with his kids in my pool when he sits there scrolling his phone on the deck. He got really angry and told my husband that I was overreacting and being very rude to him, as he is his brother. My husband now tells me that I should not have been too rough because Marcus is his brother. Am I the asshole? Bro, okay. See, first of all, you married the wrong dude right off the bat. If he ain't prioritizing you, you fucked up. Comments we got. Kavartana, sorry if I said that wrong. Not the asshole. These are the rules of your pool. Tell him that you understand if he doesn't like the rules and would rather take his children elsewhere to swim. But in your pool, these rules apply. The rules are completely reasonable, unless maybe if the non swimming kids are wearing real flotation devices all the time that they are in the pool. And I'm not talking about inflatable arm swimmies. Massive Beginning says your brother is a fool. This is exactly how tragedies happen. Even if the kids know how to swim, they need to be supervised at their ages. Since they can't swim, they simply cannot be in any pool without an adult being in the water with them. If he was a responsible adult, he would enroll them in swimming lessons. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the golden pass. You are not the asshole. Like it is very obvious, but I feel like your husband is definitely an asshole. Your husband should be the one defending you right off the bat. And it's reasonable. It's literally reasonable. Like how do you go against that? Like that I could see if you're like, "No, I don't like them, so they can't use the pool." Like obviously that's like, "Bro, what the fuck are you doing?" But it's literally for their safety. You're not about to have 3 dead bodies in your pool because you your brother-in-law doesn't wanna fucking watch his own kids, bro. That's weird. Honestly, I'd be like, "Look, it's my pool, bro. No. Either follow the rules or get lost. Go to a fucking rec center. Go to a public pool, bro. Pay $5 per person. Like, come on." Yeah, it's quite obvious you're not the asshole. I mean, let's be real. You're not. All right, this next story seems kind of smaller, so I guess this one will be easy. It says, "Am I the asshole for wanting to teach my younger brother how to pour his own glass of milk?" I think I know where this is gonna go. Just based off that title, I'm just gonna say not the asshole right off the bat, because I mean, come on, it's fucking milk. The situation may sound silly and trivial, but alas, this was a few years ago. But I, 16 years old, was sitting at the dinner table during supper, and my brother, 9 years old, wanted a glass of milk. My mom then said I had to get him a glass of milk since he can't pour the glass from an unopened gallon. I told her that maybe she should try letting him pour it from the kitchen table height rather than the countertop height, since the table height is a lot lower and he will have more control and not spill it everywhere. She went ballistic at me, saying I should have simply poured him the glass of milk. This was after he successfully was able to pour from the new gallon using my recommendation, thus rendering me obsolete. When I pointed out my strategy worked, my mom was adamant I should just listen to her commands rather than using it as a teaching moment. In my honest opinion, pouring a glass of milk is basic. So am I the asshole for wanting my younger brother to try a new strategy before I step in? Dude, okay. Bro, when I was 9, I was fucking doing it on my own. What the hell, bro? I was a weak ass little kid, but I still learned how to do it. Cordy, I guess, says, not the asshole. Mom was mad because she didn't think of that. I mean, shit, probably low key. Mifet80 says, not the asshole. What a bizarre take from your mom. The kid is 9. My 4-year-old pours his own cups of milk. Bro, again, like, bro, he should have been knew how to do that, bro. I learned on my own how to do that shit, bro. What the fuck? I don't know. But obviously, you get a not the asshole. Let's be real. Everyone's got to learn how to grow up at some point. In fact, you're amazing for trying to teach your brother to do shit on his own, you know? Like, he's got to learn how to do it on his own. All right, this next story, based off the title, sounds very crazy. It says, am I the asshole for being annoyed that my boyfriend is in a group chat with girls that have thrown themselves on him? I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not the asshole. You're not. But let's get into it. Okay, so me, 18 female, met now boyfriend, 19 male, when I was 14. Long story short, we was together for 3 years. He played me like a fiddle, cheated, and treated me like really bad because I let him. And then we split up. Fast forward to February. I messaged him for his birthday. We haven't spoke since we broke up, which was June 2025. I met up with him and we decided to give it another shot. I found out he was on the white snow, so I called it quits. Yikes. 2 weeks ago, he rang me crying, saying he missed me, loved me, etc. And I have folded. I do believe we can be a great relationship. Oh my gosh, what is this fucking spelling? if he surrounds himself with the right people and actually makes me a priority. He's very easy persuaded with peer pressure. And now I find out he's still in group chats with the girls he had at his house while we weren't talking, who tried throwing themselves on him. So I obviously went weird, and he just left the group chat. But we haven't spoke on the topic since, and now I stalk the girl to find out that it's actually his friend's girlfriend's friends. And now I feel even weirder about the matter because he told me that they was just random spare birds. What do I do? How do I go about it? Bro, what the fuck? Okay, first of all, that spelling is abominable, bro. I don't even know what the fuck that word means, but you just made me invent a word. Abysmal, that's the word I was going for. Jesus, that spelling is crazy. The comments say, all right, we got from apprehensive mode 7832 says, gently, you're the asshole. Please leave him. Grow on your own as a person and don't settle for people who don't prioritize you. Preach, my brother, preach. Stop picking people who don't pick you. Preach, my brother. Impossible Rain 4727 says, really, the group chat is your line in the sand, not the infidelity, mistreatment, or drug use? Damn. Hard hitting right off the bat. Damn. Okay, so I'm gonna take back my not the asshole, and I'm gonna put everyone's an asshole here. Everyone. Let's start off with dude. Right off the bat, dude is crazy. White snow is insane, and you should never do anything like that. Like, what the fuck? He cheated on you, and you still decided to give him another shot. So he's a cheating scumbag. He's a druggie. And on top of that, he's still in a group chat with bitches who tried to fuck him, bro. Like, what are you doing? The main character, bro, you're stupid. Straight up, you're stupid. Why are you going back to a cheater? He proved himself he's a cheater, bro. It should be one and done. There is no second chances, bro. What are you doing? And yeah, again, the drug use. Like, why are you accepting that? Why are you allowing that? You're gonna get yourself hooked into that shit because you're fucking with some dude who's already doing it. You need to reevaluate yourself and again, choose people who choose you. Go by your standards. Go by your choices, not what he wants. Not man, y'all are all just fucked up. Plain and simple, everyone's an asshole here. Oh, that kind of annoyed me, making me say not the asshole just to change it and take it back. All right, this next story says, am I the asshole for not driving them to the cemetery? Oh God. My 32F boyfriend, 36M, let's call him Tom, lost his aunt 7 to 8 years ago. She was like a mother to him and took care of him for most of his teenage years. The last few months, Tom has talked about wanting to make some upgrades to her gravesite because pieces of the decor were falling off. His father made the original arrangements, so the cemetery office required that Tom's dad be the one to request the changes and upgrades in person. So Tom had to wait until his father came to visit, which is usually once a year for about a 2 week period. Tom's father came to visit these past 2 weeks. I made sure to remind Tom before and during his father's visit to go to the cemetery office to request the changes because I knew it was important to him. I reminded Tom about 5 times. Last Sunday, 9 days into his father's visit, I reminded them both to reach out to the cemetery office tomorrow to make an appointment or find out protocol, and I let them know I would take a half day slash time off of my work, Monday through Friday, to take them to the appointment if they could nail down the logistics. They don't have a car to drive, and it's about 1.5 hours away. Friday night, Tom called me to let me know the cemetery office closed at noon tomorrow, Saturday. I let him know that I can't do that because I have an appointment at noon, personal training appointment that I would have to pay in full to cancel because we are within the 24-hour window, $135. Tom also lives 30 minutes away from me, so to even make my appointment, I would have had to drop them off by 11 a.m., which means he would have to be leaving the cemetery by 9:30ish a.m. He said okay and that he talked to me later. Also note, his dad was flying home that Saturday night. There is a train that could get them from our area of the town to the cemetery is in. Tom has friends he could have reached out to for a ride, and his father also has friends that they could have tried. They could have also taken an expensive Uber. I don't know if they ended up going because Tom is now giving me the silent treatment, and we have not seen each other all weekend. We usually spend most of the weekend together. Am I the asshole for not taking them to the cemetery? Fuck, that sound okay, wow. Pyro Tequila says, not the asshole. You reminded them both multiple times. They had 2 weeks to get an appointment nailed down, but still chose to leave it until the very last minute. Rainbow Unicorn says, not the asshole. Why are you with this guy? You bent over backwards to make this happen for him. And this is what he chose to do? Get the fuck out. I would assume we were broken up if someone gave me the silent treatment. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you not the asshole. That is correct. I do agree with that. Right off the bat, first of all, Tom throwing a baby fit with the whole silent treatment. I guess it's okay to give silent treatment for like maybe 10 minutes, but if he's constantly doing that for a whole weekend, nah, bro, it's done. Leave his ass and let him live in that silence. Let him live in it. I don't think you did anything wrong, really. Like I said, you did like they said actually, you warned him and you tried to make it happen, and they chose to make it happen on a day when you couldn't do it. That like no, that shit don't even make any logical sense, you know. Not the asshole. You're all clear on that one. Alrighty, folks, this last story says, am I the asshole for being ungrateful for my mother-in-law's re-gifted birthday present to me? Hi, Reddit. So it was my birthday recently, and I've had a fantastic time celebrating it with my friends and loved ones. This post is about the gift I received from my mother in law. She's over at my fiance and I's flat, or fiat, I don't know how to say that, and presents me with the birthday card and my gift. The gift is a gift card for a mid end high street shop specializing in homeware and clothing, which I used to go to quite a lot in my early 20s. I'm nearly 30 now. Now, this gift card itself isn't the problem. I'd actually be pretty happy with a 30-pound gift card for this place and could easily find a way to spend it on something I otherwise would never buy for myself. For context, 30 pounds at this shop would get me a nice necklace or a mid-priced vase or a couple of beauty things, things like a hair oil or even a lip balm. All things I would be super thankful to have a gift card for. The problem? She hands it to me and says that she wasn't sure how much is actually on it, but she thinks it's about 30 pounds and should still be active. The reason she's not exactly sure is because this gift card was gifted to her about 2 years ago by someone else for her birthday. I don't know how to feel about this. I'll definitely use the gift card if it's still active. And I don't want to seem ungrateful, but this was the only thing she got me, and it's a re-gifted gift card. I can't help but feel a little insulted. I certainly do not expect anything grand, but a bottle of wine or some flowers or some chocolates would have genuinely have been more thoughtful in my opinion. It's especially annoying because my parents gift my fiance things that they take a pretty decent amount of thought into. For example, they might want to gift him a bottle of wine, but they'll ask about what kinds he would like and go in a search for an interesting bottle or flavor that they know he'd like. She's not usually the best with gifts, but this just felt like a whole new level. So Reddit, am I the asshole for feeling like my mother in law's birthday gift this year of a possibly out of date gift card that was gifted to her for her own birthday 2 years ago was kind of shitty? Damn. Asleep underscore yam says, simple solution. Just gift it right back to her. That's her birthday gift sorted. Damn. I mean, true. Fuck. Solid variation 6803 says, not the asshole. For me, it wouldn't even be the recycled gift that would irritate me. It's the fact that she didn't even bother to double check the amount and see if it's still active. I am all for saving money, but at least make sure that you aren't gifting trash. I mean, that is also true. Like, you never know, like, she doesn't even know herself if she used it or not. Like, how the fuck? I would feel insulted. Yeah, that is correct. I'd give you, yeah, for sure, not the asshole. It is like a throwaway gift. I mean, even if she just didn't say nothing, that probably would have been good enough, you know, just like, oh, happy birthday, here you go. But instead, she chose to tell you, oh, yeah, by the way, I don't even know if it works or not. This was for my birthday. It's like, damn, all right, well, fuck. Nah, like that's just fucked up. That's shady, and that's just scummy on a whole different level. You have every right to feel the way you're feeling. And yeah, don't put up with shit like that. Alrighty, folks. Well, that's going to end the podcast right here. Thank you guys so much for listening to the 392 Talks. If you guys want more of these episodes, please let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever the case may be, or even go on my YouTube channel, Jesus says 392. Go ahead and leave a comment because this will also be posted on there. Leave a comment on this one saying that you like the series and you want more, or, you know, just like the thing. I don't know. I might still do more if I feel bored or whatever, but I enjoyed reading these stories. They're kind of rage baity, but they're cool, you know. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. Peace out. Have a good day.